Oh no, he sped up. So we were going down the road, my head bouncing on that backboard. Howdy, friends. Welcome back to the Eclectic Sam YouTube channel. And before we get started, you see that little subscribe button down there at the bottom? If you will, hit that. It doesn't cost you a single thing, but it would help me out. Welcome to a new series I'm going to call Ordinary History. It's going to be different stories from ordinary people, some from me, some from friends, some from family, about things that have happened in their past. Some of it may be somewhat historical, like during military times or what so forth. My stories are just going to be adventure and fun and funny, because I'm a funny guy. At least I like to think so. But this story goes back almost 25 years ago. Boy, that's hard to believe that I'm 45 now. Man, I'm getting old. Maybe everybody else is getting old. I'm just staying young. But this was back, I had graduated from high school. I was working full-time for Radio Shack. Some of y'all probably don't even know what Radio Shack is, but I was working for them. And I was dating, at the time, what would have been my ex-wife now. And she was in high school. And it was probably around Thanksgiving. I don't remember exactly what time it was, but her family was going on a little vacation. And they invited me along. I said, why not? Let's go. Let's go have some fun. And they were going to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Those that don't know about Pigeon Forge is redneck Mecca. It's an awesome place. All kinds of stores selling all kinds of knickknacks and trinkets. It is in the mountains. There's a lot of fun things to do there. A lot of entertainment places. Of course, Dollywood is in Gatlinburg, the city next to it. And the one thing that Pigeon Forge is known for is their go-karts. They have per capita more go-kart places than any other place. It's like every other building or every other lot is a go-kart track. So me being me, I enjoy fast fun. And my ex-wife's family, they enjoyed fun, fast fun. Anything with a motor and four wheels, we were all about it. So we got up there and we got to driving around looking at all the go-kart tracks and everything. And we would, do a little bit of reconnaissance, check out every one of them, see which one was the more fun ones. Now, if you don't know about go-kart tracks, usually the big, nice, fancy ones, their go-karts, even though they're new, are going to be slower. They're going to have governors on them to slow them down for people that aren't used to racing in go-karts. That's not what we wanted. We wanted the fastest ones. So we checked out all the smaller, or I wouldn't say rinky-dink, but the older tracks. If they had older go-karts or what so forth, usually they didn't have governors on them, so they were faster. We found this one track. It had probably been there 30 years. The go-karts were old. We got to looking at them. There were no governors on them. Some of them, the throttle cable's right there next to your seat, so you could pull up on that throttle cable and make it go faster. But it was me, my ex-wife, or my girlfriend at the time, her father, her brother, and her uncle. And we decided we're going to race on this track and we're going to have some fun. We were really the only people there, so the guy that was running the track, he said, y'all go out there and have fun. I'll let you know when to come back in. We're going to give you a little extra time. This was a road course track, so, you know, it had turns and everything on it. It wasn't just a simple oval track. It was road course, so it was really fun. We got around it, going about 4 or 5 times around the track. And I had a good cart. It was good. The only problem is when I got in it, when I first got in that cart, it had the 5-point harnesses. And when I put my harness on, it was loose and I couldn't tighten it up. I was like, what the heck? I'm going to have fun. I'm not going to get a wreck or anything. Nothing bad's going to happen. So we were going around that track, just going good, going as fast as we could. And there was this big S-curve. It was near the end of the track. And we were having fun going in that S-curve, and everybody was, you know, drifting through it, sliding through it. Well, I was kind of behind everybody. And I got going, and I looked ahead of me, and everybody was in that S-curve. And before I knew it, 3 people had piled up in the middle of that S-curve all the way across the track. And they were just sitting there because they were piled up. They couldn't get the carts apart. And here I come. I had my throttle all the way down, and I was going. I was just going to go for it. And because of my muscular dystrophy, I'm not really quick action. So I couldn't get the brake on quick enough. I was like, well, I'm going to find the middle of them, and I'll just barrel through them like the Dukes had it. Well, I hit them. I went through them. And then I just kind of spun out, turned my cart all the way around to the other facing the way I was coming. And all of a sudden I heard everybody going, oh no, what's Sam. I wasn't hurting or anything. And with that seatbelt, it kind of flew back, and, I thought, oh, what the heck? So the seats in those carts, they didn't have a back headrest to them like some of the newer carts do. It was kind of a short seat, came about almost to your shoulders. Well, when everybody was screaming, they were running towards me, I looked down, and I had on a brand new white sweatshirt. It had some custom stuff all over it. I had it made special for me. Had my Chevelle on it and everything. I looked down, the whole side of it, sleeve and everything, was red, bright red. Like, well, dang, I guess I hurt something. And everybody got to me and they said, Sam, you were in wreck, are you all right? And I was kind of shaking it off, joking around. I like to joke, so I was joking around. I was like, let's do that again. That's the first thing I said. They said, Sam, we're calling 911. You hit your head. Well, okay. My girlfriend was over there. She was freaking out. She didn't know what to do. They called 911. An ambulance came. And they got me on a little backboard. And they strapped my head down, laying on the backboard. And then they put me on a gurney, and they said, well, you're going to the emergency room. You cut your head open. Come to find out, it was on the engine, there's a little metal guard that goes over the chain for the engine. Well, that little metal guard had gotten all bent up and everything, and it had a sharp point on it. My head flew back and hit that metal guard and put a big old gash in it. That's where all the blood was coming from. But they got me strapped down on that board, and put me in the ambulance. And my my girlfriend at the time had a list of all my allergy medicines, all my medicines that I'm allergic to, in her purse. And they were trying to figure out where that list was. And she remembered it was in her purse, but she left her purse back at the hotel. So she got in the ambulance with me, and her father got in the car and started going back towards the hotel to get that list, because they wanted to make sure that I didn't get anything, that I didn't need. And we were going down the road. They had me in the back of that ambulance. We were going down the road in the back of that ambulance. And remember, my head's strapped down to a backboard, but it's cut right across there. And this is old mountain roads. They were going back roads to get past traffic and everything. And I was bouncing around on the back of that backboard. That scar, that cut was hitting that backboard. I was like, guys, come on, slow down. You're hurting me worse than the wreck did. And we were going down the road. My girlfriend at the time told me that the driver asked her, what is he allergic to? And she told him the few things that she remembered, and he said, well, what do they do to him? She said, cardiac and respiratory arrest. She said that he looked at her with big eyes, put his sunglasses down, looked over at her, and like, oh no. He sped up. So we were going down the road, my head bouncing on that backboard. And we got to the hospital, emergency room. Meanwhile, back when her father's going to the hotel, if you ever been to Pigeon Forge, you know that a lot of the stores, the parking lots are connected. So there's not like a barrier between each parking lot. There was a lot of traffic because it was holiday season. So what he said was he saw an opening on the parking lots where he started driving down the parking lots to get to the hotel. He got to one spot and there was a barrier, so he couldn't drive anymore on the parking lot, but he said he could see the hotel down there. He said, I can run that far. He gets out and he starts jogging for it. And he kept on jogging, kept on jogging. He realized it was about a half a mile to 3/4 of a mile. It was further than what he realized. But he got back to the hotel, ran inside. Her grandfather was there reading or something. Ran inside. He was, purse, where's the purse? He grabbed the purse, told grandfather real quick what was going on. He got thinking when he was going towards that door, I can't run back to the car going through those parking lots, running with a purse in my hand. So luckily he was smart enough to grab the bag, put the purse in the bag, and there he went, back running that half mile to 3/4 mile back to the car. And they went off to the emergency room, and they met us there, gave them the list, so they didn't give me anything that I couldn't take. I'm allergic to morphine, codeine, all the good stuff that helps you with pain. So they basically gave me Tylenol for that big old gash in my head. And they stapled me up. I believe I got about 6 staples on it. Then they wrapped me up, wrapped my head up, looked like a mummy. And back then we didn't really have cell phones. They were still the old bag phones and stuff. So we got done with them, bandaged me up and everything. And I got outside in the waiting room, and they said, you better call your family and let them know what was going on. So I called my mother, and first thing my mother said was, why didn't you have a helmet on? Well, I was having fun. I didn't really think about a helmet at the time, but I'll probably think about it next time. But yeah, that whole vacation time, I kind of sat at the hotel. It never hurt. The cut really never hurt. I just had a bad headache from the concussion from it. And I really didn't get to enjoy that vacation. Just sat around with my head bandaged up that whole week and sat at the hotel. Fast forward about 3 or 4 days when we got home, I still had those staples in my head. And I was in my Chevelle out riding around. And I stopped at a hot rod shop. I needed to talk to them about doing some work on the Chevelle. And keep in mind, old cars, you know, they got those big old metal roofs and the bars right there at the trim, big metal trim at the door opening. I pulled up in that hot rod shop's parking lot, slung my door open and went to jump out. And I have never done this before, and I never did it after. I hit my head right on that cut on the roof of that Chevelle. That was the only time that cut really hurt. Didn't even hurt when they gave me the staples or took the staples out. But yeah, that's my story of my adventures of why I never go-kart race anymore. And probably why I won't ever have a NASCAR career. It was fun times, but moral of the story, kids, use your safety gear. Wear a helmet. Make sure you have a good seatbelt. Well, if you enjoyed this story, make sure you hit the like button. And if you haven't, hit that subscribe button. And comment down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this story and if you want to hear more stories from me. I was talking to a friend and telling them that I couldn't get out and do some traveling because of COVID. They said, you've got good stories and your friends have good stories, so you might as well do something like this. So let me know if you enjoyed it and if you want to see more. But until next time, friends, love you. Bye.